Welcome, beloveds, to another episode of The Fire of Grief. It is day 27, and it's a cold and chilly day. I've got my turtleneck on because I'm cold, and it's raining. As I look outside the window, rain is falling, leaves are falling. It's fall. And I'm happy to be here with you. I'm happy to spend this very sacred time in sacred relationship with you. And I want to thank you for joining me, for taking time. I know our time is so precious, for taking time to be here with me as well. How are you doing? How are you doing? I have to admit, right? So I'm asking you this question, but I also want to be transparent with how I'm doing as well, because this is a reciprocal relationship that we have going on. And since my return to Charlotte has been, today marks a week that I've been back. And yeah, it's been quite an interesting journey, just observing myself and observing my energy. And I've sort of, in some ways, moved into a state of contraction wouldn't be the right word, more of a state of pausing. I'm pausing. I've been working on what my next chapter looks like in terms of work. And so I haven't fully been in a work mode for a year since I decided to be nomadic and take some time for myself. And now as I'm moving back into that frame of, okay, what do I want this next chapter to look like? And the interesting thing is I keep having some excitement about what I'm doing, and then the excitement wanes. And so this past week, I've just found myself with the energy that says, wait, just pause for a moment. And as I'm listening to that energy, it's taken me deeper inside of myself to observe what the pause and what the wait is really asking of me. I don't know the answer to that fully yet, but I feel that there's some reordering that's taken place. And so sometimes I was having a discussion with some of my friends and with my beloved, and sometimes when we are in a state of transition, the universe will bring us very low-hanging fruit. And it comes effortlessly and easily to us, and we pick that low-hanging fruit. But that low-hanging fruit is not for us, right? And for me, however I choose to step into this next chapter of my life, I want it to be heart-centered, soul-centered work, and everything I've done has been that. But the feeling that I have is that there's something that needs tweaking, something that needs to shift. I'm in the right ballpark, that much I do know. But there's something about how I'm going about it that needs shifting and changing. So I'm sitting with that. So that's how I'm doing. And that's not always sometimes comfortable, but my grief journey has certainly allowed me to sit in the seat of discomfort and be okay with it. To allow the pressurization of discomfort to reveal the truth to me. So yes, so we're going to talk a little bit about that today in our session. And I have my computer open because I want to share some things with you that I wrote a while back. So let's go ahead. I want to do for our embodiment a little bit more static movement. Nothing crazy. We're going to do this sitting down, but just to get the body moving a little bit more, we're going to pump our arms a little bit more. But let's go ahead and get started with just the cleansing breath. We'll do 3 cleansing breaths, and then we'll just get into it. Right? So let's exhale all of the air out of the mouth. Let it be an audible sigh. And take a deep breath in through the nose, that arrive in that breath of life. And exhale out the mouth. Right? Inhale. Breathe in life, breathe in vitality, breathe in this present moment. Exhale out. And again, inhale, inhale, inhale. How much breath, how much life can you take in? And exhale, release. And allow it to settle. Allow yourself to settle. Just feel that settling happen internally. Feels so good. It feels so good to come back to ourselves. It's so important to come back to ourselves. So let's create some more breath, but we're going to do it with body movements. We're going to inhale the arms high. And every time we exhale, we're going to bring the elbows down towards the ribs with a, right? So, so keep going just like that. And so you might start to feel like you're getting a little bit dizzy, and that's because you're taking in a lot of oxygen, right? But you're also releasing a lot of carbon dioxide, right? So keep going. You can slow the movements down. And every time you bring those elbows down, whatever energy you need to release, like really feel like you're pulling it down. Might be anger, might be disappointment, might be fear. Whatever it is, work with it, right? Let's do it for another 20 seconds. 2 more times. And relax. Just relax. Place your palms on your thighs. And feel the energy body. Just notice what you feel. You might feel it in your head, and that's just all energy percolating and flowing through your body. You have just shifted and moved energy. You're transmuting energy, and you're reordering the energy in your body by doing that simple breath and movement with your arms. And you don't have to know what it is that you're moving, what energy, what emotion. Right? Just know that you are reordering things from within to create more space, more spaciousness, to allow more life. And isn't that delicious? That we can allow more life, because we are still here. We are still here, and we owe it to ourselves to participate fully in life. Right? Oftentimes we lose a loved one, or we become ill, or whatever the loss is, and whatever the grief we are experiencing, we forget that we're still here, that life is still here for us. It may not be in the way that we are used to, but we're getting to come into a new thing, experience a new thing, live in a new way. The past is what it was. Now the invitation is, how can I reorder this new life in a way that works for me? So meeting ourselves where we are in the present moment is so key. It's so key. We're no longer wanting to meet ourselves where we were before, back there, back then, in a place that doesn't exist. We exist here. We exist now. This is the truth, and this is fact. And when we continually want to put ourselves to live in the past, which we can't really do anyway, the only part of us that can live in the past is in the mind. And this is where the suffering comes in. Right? So allowing ourselves to be fully in the moment with what is and with the truth of who we are in this moment, and to meet ourselves so sacredly in this moment is the most precious gift you can give to yourself. It takes practice, but it's the most precious gift we can give ourselves. So this morning I wrote, I've got to put on my trusty glasses. This morning I wrote, it was just something that was coming to me as I was thinking about grief and our time together. Grief truly rattles us. It does. It does. It shakes us, right? Gets us all shaken up. It's a wake-up call in many ways to not take things for granted. I don't know how about you, but that's been one of the spotlights of my own grief journey, is that I no longer take anything for granted. It keeps reminding us that nothing is permanent, right? And it rattles us because we live life before grief, before loss. We were living life like everything was permanent. Our beloveds, our families, our health, our bodies, our jobs, our friendships. We innocently assume that these things will always be this way until change happens. And then we're like, whoa, curveball. Where did that come from? We're like in a state of shock. Oh my God, how could this happen? How could this happen? How could this happen to me? How could this happen to me? And that makes me feel like, as I'm saying those words, how could this happen to me? My eyes started to tear up, because that's exactly how I felt when I was going through that moment of hearing your husband has passed away. How could this happen to me? This doesn't happen to me. This happens to other people. And I am not other people. This happens to others, not me. It's a wake-up call, because no one talks about it, but we live in this life of delusions within ourselves sometimes. And it's not fault of our own. We're just living life, right? We're just living life. Life is happening. Life is good. So it's nothing to feel bad about. And yet, change arrives. And we don't like it. We don't like grief. In one of my poems about grief, I said grief is a bitch. Because I didn't like her. Give her a persona. She's not one of the friends that I want to hang out with, right? Yeah. And yet, grief awakens us and reorders our whole entire life. Right? It awakens us and reorders our whole entire lives. We're no longer the same. We are not the same person that we were before grief, before loss, before change. We're not. And yet we carry on like we're the same person. We're not. We have shifted. Fundamentally, we have shifted. All of the molecules and atoms, and they're all being reordered inside. And we know this, but we can't quite grasp it yet, right? That there's something about me that has changed. Eight years later, I'm still changing. And we change every day. Right? We're not the same person we were yesterday. Matter of fact, 5 minutes ago. And why am I sharing this with you? It's because I want us to walk with compassion so deeply for ourselves and for others. Because we are assuming, we're taking such a great risk in assumption, in assuming that, one, I am the same person I was a year ago, 5 months ago, a day ago. And I keep jamming myself back into the same, right? The same box so it can fit, and it doesn't fit, and it doesn't feel right. And we know this, but we keep jamming. We keep jamming ourselves to fit in the same mold. Everything is an invitation. I don't speak to you for you to take anything I say as truth. I keep saying this because I want you to claim your own inner authority, because it's important. We live in a society right now where everyone seems to know everything about us more than we know of ourselves. And it's important that when you listen to what others have to say on any platform, that you listen to it with a grain of salt and measure it up within your own internal system. This is key. This is important. So no, don't believe anything I say. You don't need to have more beliefs, right? We don't need more of that. What we need is, I'm listening to something. What do I really think about it? And how can I do some scientific work to understand it better? Is that for me? But go and investigate, go and explore, right? And so you can say, well, how do I explore what changes I have gone through? I'm not the same person. How do I know that? I want you to get a sheet of paper out, and I want you to make draw a line down the middle. And on one side, I want you to write all of the way you used to be before your grief, before your loss, before your change, whatever it is. And then on the other side of that, I want you to write down who you are now. And then just sit with it. Sit with it and see what comes up. All right? That's your science experiment with yourself. Go and see for yourself. This is the invitation, is to come and see. Come and see. But you're going within. I can't tell you how to be. No one can tell you how to be. I can't tell you how to heal. I can't tell you how to grieve. That's your own personal experiment with yourself. But the invitation that we're all being asked is, can you come inside and see? Can you come and be a witness to your own unfolding? Our soul deserves that. We didn't come here to mess around. So let's not mess around. We didn't come here to be emotional paupers or spiritual paupers. We're so wealthy beyond belief. We're so wealthy. And yet experiences like loss can make it seem as if we're impoverished. And we're not impoverished. I want you to go through your day today and look at everything in your life and see the wealth, the abundance of what you have. And you come back and in the comments and tell me where you're poor. I want you to tell me, prove it to yourself. Show me where you're poor. Grief doesn't mean inner poverty. That's too easy for us to claim that. And that's not what we're claiming for ourselves, because we deserve more. We are not unworthy beings. We don't have lack or scarcity. Only if you believe that small little thought in your mind that says, I am less than because I don't have this and this and this and this. I'm passionate about it because I have lived so much of my life thinking the opposite, that I wasn't abundant and wealthy. I missed all the signs because I was living life outside of myself. And that's not something I'm willing to do at the age of 55. I'm not willing to do that shit anymore. Not for anything, not even for my grief. What my grief has allowed me to do is to come home to myself. That's what it's allowed me to do, to come home fully to myself, to feel so richly. And that rich feeling is the totality of every feeling. It's not just these feelings of bliss and excitement and joy, but there's sadness there. Heartbreak. And I have to tend to that as much as I tend to the others. It's feeling the whole spectrum of what it means to be a human being. It's not being over here or over here all the time, but it's to open myself up to feel the expanse of human feelings. And then how can I bring them to the center? Bringing it to the middle. Where can I find my middle way? And that's what I want you to ask yourself. Where can you find your middle way? And this is a central teaching of all religions, is the middle way. And this is what we're after in our own lives, is finding the middle way. So, I think I'm complete. My dearest wish for all of us is that we come back to ourselves. My belly is grumbling, I haven't eaten yet. Is that we come back to ourselves and we show ourselves the compassion, the love, the dignity that we deserve during these times of grief. To not shame or guilt ourselves for how we feel during grief, but to allow the unfolding. with sacred compassion. Sometimes it's sacred anger, sacred rage, right? Okay. I'm done yabbing. Let's see what message Spirit has for us today. Oh my gosh, I'm taking these braids out of my hair today. I've been growing my hair out. I shaved my head off August of last year. All off. I don't even think I had an inch of hair on my head. And a lot of times when I go through transitionary periods in my life, I feel like the hair has to go too, because it has all of this energetic energy of the old that I need to release. That's a bit out there. It's not for everyone, but bald head looks good on me, so I'm brave enough to do it, and I've done it several times. So I'm gonna take these braids out. I've been growing my hair, and the next time you see me, I'm gonna have a huge afro. So I want you to know that it's not somebody else, it's me. In case you're wondering, who is that person? It's just me. All right, let's see what Spirit has in store for us today. Oh God. Beautiful card, enlightenment. Enlightenment. And I think that's exactly the message for today, right? The message of enlightenment, of holding space for the all. That's all we're practicing. How can I be a total human being? It's not about running away from anything. It's not about aversion, rejection. Simply about holding space. Enlightenment. Thank you for spending your time with me today, and wishing you so much love and so much blessings and so much ease in your life. Yeah. Until tomorrow, be well.